everybody, welcome back to Miriam Ka's channel. And although yes, I am currently in Sapa here in Vietnam, I will be talking about India because we left India about 3 days ago, so it's still fresh in my mind. And I think this video will be very useful for those who want to go to India with a baby, who are doubting themselves, who are also curious what it's like in India with a baby. So I have all the information that you need in this video for you today. And if you like this video, then please give it a big thumbs up. If you did, subscribe to the channel to see more videos, especially traveling with a baby. But without further ado, let's get started. So if you're new to this channel, then hi, my name is Miriam and I'm a travel YouTube vlogger that travels around Asia at this very moment with my daughter Arella, who is currently 1 year old, and my boyfriend Josh. So some background information about Arella. She's currently 1 year old. She actually just turned 1 a few weeks ago, and she doesn't walk yet. She crawls around everywhere. She's trying to walk at this very moment, but she's a very active baby. So in my opinion, India is very baby friendly. They absolutely love babies. They get obsessed about babies, and whenever they see a baby, especially Arella, they have to come up to us, they have to wave at baby, they have to say hello. So it's been really nice getting closer with the locals who love babies. However, with that being said, it can also be very overwhelming. With Indian people, we found out that they are so obsessed with babies that they have to come up to the baby, say hello, in most cases of course touch her, and really it can become really annoying when it happens literally like all the time. Arella is pretty much like a celebrity in India. Everybody wants to take pictures with her and hold her also. The problem is that many people don't really even acknowledge us, they acknowledge the baby. We actually had a lot of cases where people would come up to Arella and pick her up and try to take her somewhere as well. I'm sure they don't mean bad by it and it's not bad intentions. However, to us and where we come from, it's really not normal. You definitely acknowledge the parents, you definitely say hello, and you definitely ask before you touch the baby or before you try to pick her up and walk away with it. That was just kind of really weird. But is it safe to travel India with a baby? Absolutely. We actually never had any problems, and we never been in a situation that has been unsafe for us in India. Very grateful for that. What we also found about India and traveling with baby is that Indian people for some reason seem to have to touch the baby's face, especially when we have it in a carrier. They go straight for the face, no matter who it is. Even if it's like a homeless man on the street, he has to touch the baby's face, and we absolutely hated it because the bacteria in India spreads so much, and there's just been so many dirty hands trying to touch Arella. And on one occasion, Arella even got a rash after someone touched her face. So how do we travel around with Arella? We have a special carrier that we carry her around most days. Obviously, Arella is such an active baby at this moment. She's just turned 1, that all she wants to do is crawl around and try to walk, which can become a bit of a difficulty, especially when we have a day planned out. She's generally a good baby, and when we find out that she doesn't want to be in the carrier anymore, we'll just take her out and try to carry her by hand. Weather has not been a problem here in India for us, and also it's winter, so it's not really hot. I'm sure if it's summer here in India, it might be more difficult. We've heard stories that it gets really hot, but because it's been winter, it's been hot, but in some places it's been quite chilly and cold, which was really nice because it makes it so much easier for us to explore everything that we wanted. So what's actually difficult about traveling with a baby? One thing that we found was difficult for us is definitely being on sleeper trains and sleeper buses. They can be quite draining for anybody, even if you don't have a baby. And now imagine having a baby as well. The problem with those are they're very noisy, there's not a lot of space in them, and there's a lot of people who obviously wants to touch the baby and give it a lot of attention. And now imagine being stuck on the train, very busy train, and now everybody's trying to grab Arella and hold it on the train. No. Another thing that we found difficult in India while traveling with a baby is food. Food here is mostly spicy, and our baby does not like spicy food. And the third thing that was also difficult for us while traveling with a baby, like I already mentioned, is massive crowds. And when you're stuck in a massive crowd with a baby and everybody wants to touch her, sometimes they won't even let you go through until they touch your baby. And we just want to move on, explore as a family, so that can be quite annoying. But let's talk about the practical things, starting from number 1. Accommodation. We never really have a problem with booking accommodation, so we mostly go for normal double bedroom accommodations, which are either in hotels, Airbnbs, or even hostels. We don't mind what it is as long as we have a normal room. We do try to have accommodation with kitchens when possible, so we can cook our own food, especially for the baby, which is really important here because obviously of the spicy food. However, we even have been doing couch surfing here in India, which has been absolutely amazing. India is like really big for couch surfing for some reason, and we just had amazing experiences and we're able to get accommodation for free. Everybody in India has been really helpful, especially after they found we are traveling with a baby, and they were able to accommodate us as good as possible. In terms of nappies, we have our own cloth nappies and we try to hand wash them ourselves and dry them in the open air. However, we do also buy just the regular paper nappies because we like to use them at night. We also like to use them for long travels, and they're very convenient sometimes. They are sold in most supermarkets and also in a lot of like small little shops anywhere you are. So nappies are really not a problem to get here in India, and they're not too expensive either. In terms of food, when we first got to India, we were very stressed out because all the food was like super spicy and a lot of curries and, you know, stuff like that. We tried to give this to baby if we had one that was not spicy, but she is not very keen on those. However, after a while we actually figured out what we have to do. Most meals we decided to cook in our accommodation. There are also a lot of fruit and veggie stands like everywhere, so we were able to get our fresh fruit and veggies locally. However, supermarkets also have like baby cereal, but they're not very healthy, so we decided to not get any. And of course, I also breastfeed, but if you don't know breastfeed, we saw a lot of formulas in the supermarket, so that also shouldn't be a problem. In terms of her usual food for lunch and dinners, we usually try to get her like a tomato pasta, like a Western pretty much food, and she absolutely loves pasta, so we figured that out. She also likes rice with vegetables, or noodles with vegetables are also good for her and easy to get non-spicy. And also you can get a lot of local fresh juices, and Ariella absolutely loves those too. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about is transport. Transport can be very difficult here in India because there are massive distances between different cities. So of course, if you are planning to travel a long distance, then I'll definitely consider you getting a sleeper train or a sleeper bus, but definitely a sleeper train if available. We have been on some sleeper buses before. They're not too bad, but if you have a chance of getting a sleeper train, definitely much better. If you're traveling by sleeper trains and sleeper buses, just to let you know, there is not a lot of space there. My baby is the kind of baby who loves to move around at night, so I'm pretty squashed in the bus or the train, and then that makes her be squashed as well, and she absolutely hates it. So she wakes up a lot at night. In terms of noise and other things and that, she's fine with that, but it's more like the lack of space. It's really uncomfortable. And if we are also traveling long time, like let's say 12 hours, so when she wakes up she gets pretty bored, so you want to make sure you have toys and snacks ready to go. And I think I covered most of the things of how to travel India with a baby. Generally speaking, it's a good country to travel with a baby. You just have to be very patient and say no to a lot of locals who are planning to just take your baby and hug your baby and touch your baby's face and just touch your baby all the time. And I'm not trying to be like annoying, and I'm not one of those people who's like, no, 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 don't touch my baby. But when you get it like all the time, every street, for 3 months straight, it can get very, very annoying. But yeah, if you have a baby and you're planning to go to India and travel with her and you're really like doubting yourself, don't. It's really a safe country in my opinion, and you will definitely have a good time. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to my channel right now, like this video if you enjoyed, and apart from that, I will see you soon. So yeah, bye.